Day 3. My hope is that you've had a lot of aha moments, and I believe that you're going to continue as you continue doing this work, because remember, who we are today is all because of repetition, repeating the same thoughts, the same words, the same actions. And so to create change, we've got to have repetition in a new way. So I'm excited to hear what breakthroughs you've had and how this work continues to affect your life. Okay, so day 3 is again, it's a simple hack and concept, but has profound effects on our lives. And it's to ask ourselves better questions. I really have seen that the quality of my life, the quality of my coaching clients is in direct proportion to the questions that we're asking ourselves. And again, this is one of those things, just like the thoughts that we think each day, many of us go a lot of our life not being aware of what questions we're asking ourselves. So a quick example is, will I ever get healthy? So when you ask a question like that, your mind goes to work in finding you answers. So it's going to draw on past data. What's your health history been like? But it's also going to pull from a lot of different resources like movies you've watched, ads you've seen. And we all know how infiltrated we've been with pharmaceutical marketing our whole lives, really. So your brain has absorbed all of those commercials. So if you're not aware and you just ask, am I ever going to get healthier? Am I ever going to get fit? Your brain is going to draw from all of those things that you've consumed. And depending on the quality of or what those things are steering towards, your brain is going to give you an answer. So ask a better question. What can I do today to improve my health? Is there a way that I can be proactive and talk to my doctor about the things that I can do or ways that I can move past this health issue I'm having? What can I do that I haven't done before to really get me to that fitness level that I want? So this is all about, just like the other steps, moving us from victim status, which really, if we're not aware of the questions we're asking, those questions just keep us in the victim loop because our brain gives us answers based on past experiences. So another example is, will we ever be financially free? Whatever that looks like. A better question would be, what can we do today to make some adjustments? Or what information can I gather that can really make it so that we're thriving? What's a little change that we can make? So again, these questions put you in the driver's seat and it puts you in solution-oriented mode, which that brings me to 2 tests that you can run to see if you're asking yourself an empowering question. And that's, is this question causing me to look forward rather than past? And then, is it solution oriented? And once you ask yourself those 2 things, it's going to be very clear what if your question is empowering or disempowering and keeping you in the anxiety loop. So, I mean, even with anxiety, you can ask, am I ever going to be free? Well, if you don't remember a time being free, then your brain's going to give you the answer of just more of what you've experienced, as opposed to, I know I can be free. What do I need to do to get the tools to become free? So what's so great about our minds, especially when we're in charge, is that it's very obedient. Whatever you ask, the brain is going to find an answer to, and it's going to look for opportunities to confirm the questions that you're asking. So it can be your worst enemy or your greatest asset. And frankly, that's how I came across a lot of these tools that gave me freedom. Was I stopped um, saying inside, when's anxiety going to hit again? Am I ever going to be free? Um, what's the next situation I'm going to feel anxious about? Those were the kind of questions that kept me stuck for so many years. Once I opened that doorway to freedom might be possible, I kept asking, what's the next thing I can find? What's the next thing I can do? Am I being consistent with my new habits? So it's such an easy filter. But again, it comes back to, are we living life kind of on autopilot, not being aware of the patterns that are running our life and creating our experience? And we all have the opportunity to pause and say, I'm going to live life fully awake, fully aware, not every second. I don't think any of us can do that in this physical world, but the majority of my day, am I awake and aware of the questions that I'm asking? And are they questions that are empowering me to live the life that I know I'm capable of, or are they keeping me stuck? So now, time to fill out the worksheets and make lots of copies, because this is something that you can find a level of freedom. And then sometimes we revert because those patterns are strong. And for most of us, we've been running those patterns for decades. It doesn't mean that you need to do new patterns for decades to override them. What's really beautiful is that our brains are malleable, meaning that they can change and they can be rewired very quickly. It just takes being consistent and repetition. And once it has a new way of being and doing, it adapts. So it's so beautiful. I hope that you've discovered more about yourself, more about how your brain works. And I hope that you feel empowered to not just find freedom, but then after freedom, what is that dream that you've been wanting to go after? What is that goal that you've been waiting to achieve? Now's the time. I'll see you in the next video for a conclusion.